Welcome back to In the Streets, where we give a blue-collar view of a white-collar world. My name is Rob, and right above me is
Got Vince here today.
It's happy hour,
How's it
baby.
going? That's right.
Happy
hour.
Yeah.
End of the work week. Let's go.
Yes, that's right, man. I've never been so excited to hit an end of a work week in my entire life. I mean,
A lot happened this week. A lot happened, and the draft.
Oh yeah, to boot. And I mean, you got the Kentucky Derby tomorrow. You got
I know.
You got the draft going on. You got tons of stuff, but like then all the chaos that went on in the market this week.
It's about time because March was pretty damn boring.
Yeah, March Madness was not March Madness at all. It was March Sadness, to tell you the truth.
March Sadness. Yeah, well done. Yeah, March Sadness. Well put.
So, anything stand out to you this week that made you go, "Oh, holy moly, man"?
Well, my portfolio, it kind of made a little crawl back into not being a portfolio. No, so that was nice.
It's a nice
but
feeling,
right? Right? I know, because it got so bad to the point where I was just sitting there not caring anymore.
What was what was killing you the most, you think?
Well, I've got a lot in Hexo, of course, you know that, and that was down for a good portion of the thing. Sundial is what's killing me though, and it continues to kill me. It's sticking there like a beacon. It's stuck in there. I lost too much to get rid of it.
You're a bad holder right now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I'm not gonna lie to you, Rob. I kind of checked out just because of everything that was going on during March. Mm-hmm. So I really haven't been buying. I've been what's the best way to put it? I've been enjoying the discount on stuff that I've already had.
Oh, for sure.
And that's pretty much how I played it. So I didn't get anything new, but there is a lot of news. There's a lot going on.
Well, actually, that's going to bring me up to something that we talk about here in a few minutes. You know what? Screw it. I'll just go right into it because.
Right on.
Did you see what happened with Ford's earnings report announcement?
It's funny because I did see it. However, this thing, my mother told me about it first.
Oh,
now,
really?
Not in regards to stocks, but my mom works for a rental car company.
Okay.
And well, the larger rental car companies, they lease their cars from a lot of them from Ford. Well, they can't get any cars now.
Right.
so the cost of their cars are going through. Explain what happened. Tell us what happened.
Well, it's not even so much just them, and that's the issue. But a lot of cars nowadays, it's not like your old school mechanics. You don't just have carburetors and engines and starters in there. I mean, you have microchips running these things. They're smart cars, you know? Mm-hmm. And there's been actually probably about 7 different things that cause this, but there is a major shortage on semiconductors in the world. And it's not just here, it's everywhere. And it all started, I want to say, was it Intel?
With the processing, well, I believe the first thing of course they've always had chips, but the chips on the keys, I guess are a big thing right now too.
2 years ago, Intel had a screw up and wasn't able to manufacture the chips like they needed to at their company, and they fell behind and they never caught up. And then you roll into the pandemic, and then you roll into that. Then there's other major chip players in the game, like there's one in Taiwan. It's called like Taiwan Microconductors or something. And then there's 2 other major ones. Like one of them had a fire, screwed things up. I mean, it was the perfect storm of destroying the semiconductor business. And during their earnings report, which they crushed, so you expect that they would have went up. I mean, they beat their sales.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey, celebration was great and stuff, but let's pull it back because next time it's not going to be so good because they're talking 50% production because of this. Dude.
Yeah.
50.
Well, cost of a rental car, if you could get one. Like I said, I heard this through my mom, who's not stock savvy at all.
You know, it's funny though. That's in the street though, man. You keep You keep your ear to that stuff, man. You're like, oh wait, what's going on? What?
But yeah, she said cost of a rental car, if you can find one, is pretty much going to be double of what it was last year.
How long ago?
And that's about 2 weeks ago.
Really?
About maybe even just a week ago. Yeah. So there's a trickle down effect that is going to pretty much affect just about everything for this.
Oh,
you know.
God.
So
I was looking at it, and like Apple, this week they announced their earnings, and obviously they've done well too, and they haven't had an effective shortage of semiconductors either yet. However, as soon as Ford came out, they're like, oh yeah.
That is going to be a problem, isn't it?
In June, we're probably going to be about 6 to 8 billion short. Just so you guys know, and don't get me wrong, like for a company where their revenue is about 368 billion, I mean, you're talking a kind of a drop in the bucket, but that's like a big deal, dude, because it's not just Apple, it's not just Ford, it's like spreads and spreads and spreads. I mean, truthfully, it's time to, I guess, start looking into semiconducting companies.
Great, exactly.
Your Texas Instruments, your like that Taiwan company I was talking about. I think I even had some stuff pulled up on. No, I don't have the names on me right now. But I had a whole slew of information just waiting in the get-go for this. I mean, there's tons out. Here's the thing. Do you know much about them or no? Like how they're made?
The semiconductors?
Yeah.
Oh God, not at all.
I was just wondering, like, is there a source material that could capitalize on this?
If I'm not mistaken,
is it copper?
Zinc.
Is it zinc?
No, I believe it's zinc.
Okay.
And I was actually in a zinc company that I sold this morning because it just kept losing money. But it was a penny stock. XPN, I believe, is what it was.
Okay.
You know what? I want to say we discussed it, and we did discuss it. We discussed it. I think last week.
Well, I know
not live though.
We were talking about material companies in general a few weeks ago.
Well, lumber for one.
Oh my God. So a friend of mine sends me this picture, and it's a calculator that calculates how much a 200 square foot deck cost in April of 2020. It was $936 in lumber. This April this year, $3,600.
I know, and you know who the happiest man on earth is? This guy, because he bought his deck last year.
Oh, amen to that.
Right.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Last March, man, that was what we did.
So you bought it. See, you bought the deck. Now you should sell it.
That's right. I know.
Scrap that stuff.
Deck. You're right.
You sell it piece by piece, man. You'll make a fortune. I walked into like Home Depot and saw lumber for almost $12 a board. I was like, this is insanity,
oh man. A sheet of plywood that used to be $19 is now $54.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lucky if you can even find building materials. I mean, the pandemic has affected every aspect of life. I mean, right now, like they're saying there's going to be a gas shortage this summer. Not a gas shortage, a shipping shortage. They don't have drivers to move this stuff. You know? And all that's pretty much byproduct of
you know what,
pandemic. And
that was another catalyst to the semiconductor shortage was the Suez Canal blockage.
Oh yeah, it would have been. I
mean, you're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of ships just being pushed back, and
That's right.
You're connecting countries that are shipping these things, you know?
You're shutting down supply lines.
Again,
this is what's going on.
The perfect storm. I mean,
I know, right?
And a pandemic to boot.
It's stuff I never thought I'd be living through, but hey
man.
We are.
We're loving, right?
Here we are.
See, there were so many, like this week alone had all the big players as far as like earnings reports goes. Like your big techs, that your Googles, your Amazons, your Teslas, your Apples, your Facebooks. I mean, this is usually market moving stuff. However, they actually just counterbalanced all the garbage that was going on. So like it kind of held up the S&P right now, because like the S&P would probably be down.
Yeah, definitely.
If it wasn't for these guys. I mean,
yeah.
Did you watch Microvision this past week, or maybe even two?
I started watching after your last video, man. Yeah.
This has been the most fun I've ever had watching a stock. So I said in the video that no more than 2 weeks ago, this stock was just over $10, and it's used to having waves, right? And I owned it at mid 15s, somewhere around there. I had it for about a couple months or whatever, and it was going down, and I lost quite a bit of money. And I'm like,
you were pretty sweet on it for a while, I remember.
Oh, I still am sweet on it. Now, their earnings report was coming. All right, so before their earnings report, this is what was wild. And this was like watching a television show. I could not stop picking up my phone and watching this ticker, man. I was like obsessed with it. So it starts charging because it gets wrapped up in the Wall Street Bets thing. So are you familiar with this on Reddit?
Yeah, a little bit.
So Reddit started... they have on there's a subreddit called like Wall Street Bets. They're pretty much what fueled the GameStop thing.
Yeah,
so when GameStop went from $40 to like $500 a share, it all kind of started there. Well,
with Reddit,
MVIS just recently got caught into this stuff, and I didn't even know at the time. I was just a holder of it, and all of a sudden, like, this $10.50 stock that I'm in a hole for at this point just starts going up. I'm like, all right, you know,
nice.
You know, in your brain, you're like, wait, what was that?
You got sundialed, didn't you? You got sundialed.
See, that's the thing. I actually believe in the company. But it starts going back up, and like when it was in like low 10s, I'm like, you know what, maybe it's not their time. They're still trying to figure out this stuff. Once I get back to even, I'm just gonna get out of this. That's easy to say. That's like being at the casino and be like, you know, I make my money back, or your sports bet, you're like, I get back, and you're like, well, no, I'm on a roll, let's see where this goes. You know, and that's what happened.
You hit your split on your on your 210s, and you're like, yeah. So I should walk away.
So after the first day, it takes me back to about even, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right, I have nothing to lose. I was already down. Let's see where we go from here, right? So I let it ride another day, and it starts climbing and climbing. That day it went up 35% in the second day.
Wow.
And so in a 2-day period, it jumped up like 55%. I'm like, what? Well, I'm looking at the chart. I'm like, it's still so bullish. I got to stay in. And I roll it one more day, and it starts taking off. It did the same thing 3 days in a row. In the morning, it would start up about 15% to give you the idea, hey, this is going to be a good day. And right around 1 or 2 o'clock, each one of those 3 days, it would go from 15 to 20, and then 20 to like 35 every day. Yeah. And so it's 10 o'clock in the morning on the third day, and I saw pre-market immediately. It's up 15%.
It's doing what's doing. So who's making this happen, though? Is what's happening?
There's a culmination. I mean, it's being heavily shorted. However, there are a lot of people who genuinely hold this stock. So it's kind of like it's both.
It's popular stock. Yeah.
So this third day, I see it up, and as soon as it starts running again, it's pushing like the $20 range. And again, I'm in at 15, so I'm already like making decent profit. And I told myself today, I'm like, I don't like where it's going from here. It's had way too much of a run. At the end of the day, I'm selling. I don't care. I'm out. And that's what I told him. And it did it exactly. I said, but I'm waiting till the end because I know it always has that 15% jump.
Right at the end.
Right towards the end. Yeah. So I held it and I sold it like right towards the end, and sold it at about $26 a share, which for normal market hours was capped. I mean, after market, it went all the way up to 31. But as soon as I got out, I'm like, I was like, oh, it's still climbing. I could have made money. And I'm like, no, I don't like where this is going. Because after market, for it to shoot up that much, it's not. Something's not right here.
Something happened. Yeah.
The very next day starts crashing. I mean, it dropped a total of more than 100%. I mean, its shares are currently at about $15, and it was as high as 31.
Wow.
So anyone who got in there and thought they were going to ride it again is getting destroyed. Like, if you go on the boards now, the people are like, that's just nonsense. I'm like, dude, read the chart. Like, this was not looking good.
This was predictable.
You could see it come. But I mean, I made my money, and like my goal
nice.
My goal is to take that profit and get back in on this crash again. Because at the time, I only had 91 shares. So that was I had about just under $1,500 invested. I cashed out at about $2,500. Well, I had about 3,000.
This was your Super Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This was your epic Monday.
So I cashed out with about $3,000. Now, if I go back in and I buy it at its current price, I'll more than double the share count I had again from before. And if this happens again, because I like the stock, like I want the stock. I'm kind of upset that I had to sell it, but I knew it was going to go down, dude.
You knew it was going to happen. You're like, well, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
It like, if you let it go, if you love it and you let it go, it'll come back.
Such a metaphor for life, man.
Yeah, whatever, it works.
If you love it, you gotta let it go, man.
You gotta let it go. Let it go. Another interesting thing, though, that happened this week was Endeavor Group Holdings.
Oh, Endeavor,
yes.
Oh, UFC.
This, if I'm not mistaken, isn't this their second time trying to go public? I think they tried to go public in 2019, and it just didn't happen.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they tried going public in 2019. I wasn't watching them in 2019. I'm not gonna lie. I would, I did a little research on it, and this is their second attempt to go public. They claimed that the pandemic had a lot to do with the failure last time. Okay, but that was 2019. The pandemic was in 2020.
Yeah.
Bottom line is the company's just not profitable. Yeah. They had damn near a $620 million loss last year.
Oh, UFC?
Yeah, well, not UFC.
Oh, Endeavor.
Endeavor. Yeah, Endeavor. So,
that's substantial, dude.
And the stock opened at like $20-some too, $23, $24.
Yeah, they're worth like $550 million right now, which is technically still a small cap. I mean, you're under $1 billion, but I get that's wild. I mean, they didn't release that many shares. I take it because all right. You look at a Hexo, right? Hexo has their stock's at what, just under 7, right? And they have 300 million shares, and their market cap is 824 million. So you gotta, if they're selling $25 a share, how many shares are there?
I know, right? Yeah. Can we bring that up? You got another device you can bring that up on right now?
Yeah, I'm actually working on it right now.
All right. Yeah, they it's just not a profitable company, which blows my mind because they're not just affiliated with the UFC, they're also affiliated with the WWE, if I'm not mistaken.
Are they really?
Yeah. From everything I read they're affiliated with WWE as well. Really? So, what you looking for, kiddo? All right.
I wonder why. Well, they're still climbing though.
Really?
Well, so that their market cap is $18.79 billion. So I was completely wrong on that one.
Well, that's why we can look it up.
Wow. Talk about spreading misinformation to the public. Look, hey, you have a few cocktails, forget it, man. Anything
right?
I'm definitely not a financial advisor at this point.
Well, we were you're straight up front right in the beginning. Entertainment purposes only. Right.
So they have 163.68 million shares outstanding, and that's 162 million of available to the public.
What did they do today?
They're up to like $28 now.
Yeah, and I think it opened at like 23.
Yeah.
So that is not bad gains by any means. But
this is my thing. Is like I do not like touching IPOs, man. This happens every I'd say 9 out of 10 times the same thing happens. Like there's so much like pent up, like let's do it.
There's hype. That's right.
So much hype, and it comes out and it shoots up for a few days, and then comes crashing down, and then you're stuck holding these bags. Like, oh man, now I'm locked into this thing for the next year until like something happens.
It's almost as bad as getting sundialed. Dude, that stock is just gonna stick in my craw forever. It really is.
Like everybody has one. At some point, you just gotta either let it, cut your losses, or just I don't know, make a joke out. Give it. You know what? That's your Christmas gift to people, man. Just give out Sundial.
Sundial. Here you go,
Merry
man.
Christmas,
you're Merry Christmas. You are a shareholder.
Yeah. You know what they're gonna be like? You know what they're gonna tell you? This man just bought a bidet. He's giving away toilet paper at this point. That's exactly what it is.
But bidet is a much better investment than sundial. Let me tell you.
That's the thing about the message I try to give to people is like, as far as following the hype, you got to be careful. Like there's so many, like that's why a lot of people got stuck holding MVIS at $26 to $31 is because they were following the hype. Same thing with what was it? Well, Sundial, I guess.
But there were a handful of those of the marijuana stocks that happened. What was the other one? Sundial was one of the more popular ones. There was another one.
Well, there are a few. The thing is like when marijuana, like cannabis stocks first started, they were up, and came crash. Because what people don't realize is like, it's cool and it's great, but these are brand new companies. Like they have no revenue,
Yeah, and it's a brand new industry.
Right.
A lot of them who got into it probably have no clue what they're doing as well.
Well, it's also an industry with a lot of red tape because everything is so new. It's like unless you manage your expectations on it. Like I told you, and I told another friend of mine. I'm like, don't expect big stuff for at least 5 to 7 years. But
that's right.
I mean, you might see some moves, but if you want to see like, big time, like Hexo's the Coca-Cola of pot type thing, don't expect that for at least 5 to 7 years at least. They just start. Here's an interesting stat: is like you look at the U.S. right, and everyone keeps ragging on these Canadian companies. They're like, well, what kind of impact are they going to have in the U.S.? Because
I don't know, I
don't know. But sorry, Canadians.
Low blow.
Sorry.
My bad. I love you.
We have accents too. We're from we stretch our A's.
Yeah.
But
we still call it pop, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, we do call it pop. It's not soda. It's pop.
It's not soda. It's pop.
But that's why I focused in on Hexo is because they have clearly stated. They even stated in their most recent press release, we are not a cannabis retail company. We are a CPG cannabis provider.
Mm-hmm.
We want to sell cosmetics that are powered by HEXO. We want to sell candy bars that are powered by HEXO, CBD drinks that are. Let the people, because he said it in one of his interviews, the chief financial officer.
Cannabis candy.
But he said, he's like, look, if we go into those markets trying to be the person in that market, we're gonna get crushed. We're a small Canadian can. He's like, but if we bring what we have, our product, which is better than everybody's, and we power your brand, that's how we make ourselves work. I'm like, that's genius, man.
Well, that seems like a company that has a good business plan. They know what they're doing and they're working with it, and their stock shows it. It really does.
Yeah,
there's a company that its history has showed that they have not really overextended themselves like most.
They did early.
Yeah, they did early. They learned from their mistakes.
What
obviously.
they did is they identified it before any other company, and they took the bruises and hits way before anyone even acknowledged that they had a problem. They're like, look, we need money right now, and we need to cut back on spending. They started just reworking the organization. There was a rough year there, year. I was a shareholder. I was like, this.
See, I wasn't. I got in late in the game. Actually, I got into HEXO from your recommendation.
Yeah, I was. God, I was a sucker for. It's been over 2 years, but I have no regrets at all. But
back to Endeavor though. Do you think it makes it, or is it one of these?
I think
or is it one of these ones that's going to make a splash early, like it's doing right now, and then pucker out? I personally, bottom line is, in my opinion, but this is only my opinion.
Right.
It's not a profitable company.
I just want to know what their other holdings are.
Wow, war!
Yeah.
Apparently it's war, baby.
Round one.
Yeah.
Fight. I don't know.
WME, I have no idea, man. All I know is it's not my particular cut of butter. I know the UFC can make money. I just don't like parent companies because I feel like they're too restrictive on stuff like that. And like, all right, is it good? For instance, is you look at like Lids before they became their own thing. They were under Genesco, and Genesco owned everything from Johnson and Murphy to what's that skater shop, like with the shoes and stuff.
One of Skechers?
No, it was one of those things. I can't remember, man. It's been so long. But
I know Airwalk had shoes.
But the thing
whatever.
is,
Anyway,
like, they treat umbrella companies treat their subsidiaries like an ETF. They're balancing their portfolio. That is their portfolio, you know.
Yep.
And certainly some of them will be doing better than others. You look at like some of the CPG companies, you know. The beverage side might not be doing good, but the snack side might be doing fantastic, you know, or vice versa. I mean, that's why I don't like the idea of like. That's why I want to know what's more in their holdings. What I mean, if it's just WWE and UFC, I'm done, dude.
Yeah, nope. right. Yeah, you got to give me more than that. I know what you're saying.
I can't put my money on Hulk Hogan, dude.
What do you mean? What do you mean, brother?
What do you mean, brother? You're gonna put money in me?
You're gonna put it on me and all you Hulkamaniacs. yeah.
He's like, you know what your stock looks like? 24-inch pythons, baby. Like, all right, I think I'm done, dude. It's a lot of showmanship. That's what reminds me. Like, speaking of showmanship, did you see Safe Moon?
No, what'd I miss?
Oh my god, dude. So the crypto world strikes again, man.
Oh yes, all right.
Are you familiar with this?
Crypto. I am familiar. Man,
all right, so
I'm kicking myself for not getting into cryptocurrency, but then on the other end of it, I'm a huge skeptic with it, which is odd.
You know what I've been doing? quiet
crypto.
shit. He's like, no, crypto's good.
Crypto, Dad.
he's the DeFi bank, baby.
That's right. Boom.
No, so like what I've been doing is been scalping it. So like I'll read the chart. I'll wait for it to go low. I'll buy it. I'll wait for it to go up a few cents. I'll sell it. Just keep doing that.
Just keep doing that.
Yeah, that's I mean, I made a paycheck's worth.
Oh hell, that ain't bad.
Just
I mean,
scalping
but by doing this,
yeah,
this, and then hitting this, yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. Now there's a buddy of mine who is actually looking for investors, investors to invest in supercomputers to mine Bitcoin.
It's crypto mining, yeah.
Yeah. He's got a whole formula that's gonna work. You'll make X amount per day, yada yada yada. My biggest problem. Whoa!
Oh man! Holy what did that fall onto? A ceiling fan?
No, I happened to catch it.
Dude, it just kept spinning around. I was like, oh.
His thing is he's got a formula, but once again he doesn't give you any way to turn it back into real currency,
So you gotta keep it in a crypto wallet.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Well, a lot of that comes down to laundering it through the crypto world. So like that's what this SafeMoon thing is, dude. Like this thing is Ponzi scheme written all over it in my eyes.
Yeah, I know. That's the way I feel about it too.
No. This certain one. There's one that just came out, and it's called SafeMoon. All right.
Okay. This is all right.
It's currently worth like 4/1,000,000th of a cent. All right. However, it's just past like $4 to $6 billion in valuation because everybody's pumping it online. But here's the deal: it's not on any like true crypto traders. I think it may have been added to one recently or whatever. But the thing is the only way to get it is to purchase another crypto and use that crypto to spend towards this crypto.
Yes, I saw about this like a year or two ago. I don't know the players at the time, but I saw that.
BitConnect did that like 2 years ago, and it was a Ponzi scheme, dude. And the guys who are running this thing did an AMA on like a video one where they shot it. You could go on YouTube and watch this. It's the most ridiculous thing I've seen. It is a bunch of like yo bro, like early 20 like Miami douchebags like hanging out with like rappers and stuff, and like they're throwing a part. They're like, yo, if you ain't on SafeMoon, man, you ain't there. $250 million. I'm like, dude, what in the fucking world is going on here, man?
One player, an NFL player. Hold on. An NFL player just recently took his signing bonus in Bitcoin.
All right, you know what? Good on you.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, obviously that's a stock savvy player, but I mean, you're not going to lose right now.
I'll tell you, no, not right now. Like I think by the end of this year, you will see Bitcoin pass $100,000 a coin.
Oh, and easily.
Yep.
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, cryptocurrencies probably are the future of currencies to an extent, maybe.
Well, here's my issue. It's like I don't think the government's going to allow that to happen.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I've got a hard time investing in a currency that at any given moment a guy could just say, you know what,
pull the rug out. Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
done. F this.
The trouble with like the some of the big ones are on the exchanges and stuff, right?
You still,
but at the same time, this last week, Turkey banned cryptocurrency.
Yep.
And in the U.S., crypto is under investigation for a like a conduit for laundering real money.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't it be? It's the perfect storm for that.
Oh God. Yeah.
I mean, it's untraceable. But the major thing, I mean, honestly, ever think about cryptocurrency? Sounds like a damn Bond film, man.
That's because we're older, dude. That's because we're older.
It sounds like a dude going, I will control the world. I mean, that's
you know who
kind of what it is.
That man is Elon Musk.
That's right. That's the guy. Dude, and that man is Elon Musk.
I have never seen somebody who's able to move a price of something from a tweet as much as that man.
God, he's like, you know what? You can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin.
Do you see what he's been doing with Dogecoin though? That is the funniest thing in the world.
Oh, people at freaking! I went in. I just got a new phone. I got a new phone this week. I was in Best Buy. I'm talking to the dude, and he said something. Man, it just went up. It just went up a couple dollars, or it just went up a couple cents.
Yeah.
And I turned to him. I'm like, so what you traded? Oh man, we're just discussing Dogecoin, or Douchecoin.
Doge.
we're Doge. We're just discussing Dogecoin.
See, I've made
and these people, these guys, these were 18, 19 year olds, man. I mean, this is the thing,
Well, these are also your people who are like big in the. I mean, this is the next generation of stuff. Like, here's what's wild. I don't know if you saw this. This is what happened this week that was very curious. Like, first off, Doge got pumped up from like 5 cents to 42 cents real quick. And if you had coins, you made a ton real quick. And then
you were like, boom, boom, boom.
It dropped back down to like 25, and now it's right around 32. But Elon Musk went on Twitter a few days ago, and he sends one tweet. And it starts sending it up again. And it says, the Doge Father, SNL, May 8th. Which means he's hosting SNL on May 8th.
May 8th, yeah.
He calls himself the Doge Father.
Doge Father.
But the thing is, it never ends.
He's setting himself up to be the next Steve Jobs,
Oh, dude, he's bigger. He's bigger.
Yeah.
He is bigger.
Wow.
I'm telling you, dude.
I don't know, man.
He's absolutely bigger.
But has he given us more?
God, yeah.
Okay, so he's got rich people going to the moon.
No, it's not just that.
Us iPads.
No. Yeah, he only gave you an electric vehicle that. He also created
that might save the world.
Yeah. What about the Boring Company? Are you familiar with this thing?
No, I'm not.
So he created a company called the Boring Company, which
it's a boring company.
No, they're boring underneath major cities, creating inner tube
I did hear of this.
That's him.
For travel
to help traffic and stuff. And he ran into a problem when he started doing it. And much like Elon Musk came up with an awesome solution. So when you're boring into the earth under a major metropolitan area, what do you have too much of? Dirt, right?
Dirt.
He's like, we have all this dirt. What do we do? He's like, we developed.
We'll sell it.
Dude, we developed a brick that is 10 times stronger than a normal brick, and we can sell it for 10 cents as opposed to $2. And it's called the Boring Brick.
Who is this guy?
He's the Doge Father, dude.
He's the Doge Father.
Wait, but that's not it. Do you know about Neuralink?
No,
exactly.
Man. How am I so out of the loop? What the hell is Neuralink?
Neuralink is a chip device that is implanted in the brain. That is,
okay.
Its initial use is supposed to be for people who have like seizure problems or like a muscular problems.
Yes, I'm familiar. Okay.
But
yes.
Eventually, his aim is to make it kind of like Matrix-like, dude. Like where you could just make people smarter and better, That's has he created more than Steve Jobs? Dude, that's just some of his books.
Yeah, dude, but you know what it's gonna wind up being? It's gonna be like cell phones embedded in the brain.
No,
it's gonna be like Seinfeld. Oh, I'm getting a message right now.
No. Yeah. So when Elon Musk pushed something, it's not like Peter Molyneux pushing Fable, man. Like it's the greatest thing of all. No, this is the guy is legit. I mean, he's going to Mars, bro, and he tweeted out, I will put an actual Dogecoin on the actual moon.
On the moon.
And the world went. But in an interview, he's like, reality loves irony. And he's like, Dogecoin was created as a joke. And he's like, but people are loving it. It's the people's crypto. He's like, how funny and how ironic would it be if our future currency is Dogecoin?
So many companies were started exactly like that.
Right.
Exactly like that. You know, I mean, the company my wife works for, the Winking Lizard. Yeah, it's a D joke. It's a 100% D joke.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Always was. Always will be. Yeah, always will be. Yeah, that's brilliant. That is honestly the guy is up there with Steve. He is an innovator. No, he is an innovator.
My goal is to make you love Elon Musk more than Steve Jobs. And it's not just because
that's going to be tough for me.
It's not just because I'm an Android guy. It's because I'm an Elon Musk guy. All right, I follow.
You're an Elon Musk guy.
Oh yeah.
Elon Musk, the Doge. He needs his own scent. I mean, seriously.
Musk.
Hey, what are you wearing, Elon Musk?
I think they have it. It's called Musk, isn't it?
It's called money. That's what it is. That's what the guy smells like.
It smells like money.
Speaking of Elon Musk, his stock, Tesla had a bit of an upswing this month too.
Well, they had their earnings report as well.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, I mean, the guy's just doing it. I just wonder, like, I think all their stuff is in-house, and I don't necessarily know how, like, if the chip thing is going to, like, mess with them, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it seems like they're all in-house.
Yeah. I believe it is.
I really don't know.
I can't wait till some of his in-house companies start going public.
Well, that's the thing is, like, Tesla is under one thing. Like, all this stuff is under one thing. And
for now,
truthfully, Tesla is its own ETF. So, like, when people first get into trading, a lot of times they ask you, well, what should I get into? And, like, if you're a starter investor, I'll tell you, like, try an ETF. It's a fund that focuses on a certain area. So if you like tech stocks, it's a fund that invests in like 20 of the best tech stocks. Yeah.
What exactly? Tell everybody exactly what the acronym ETF actually stands for.
God, I don't know. I just know. All right, here we go. Exchange traded fund. All right, so that was dumb. Basically, what it is they pick an exchange, or they pick an area, and they invest in companies within that area. So, like, let's say it's a tech one. You know, they'll have like Google and Amazon. They'll have it like 10% here, 3% here, too. That breaks it up. So you're just betting on the whole sector moving in a direction, not an individual company. So you have less volatility, right? Tesla is its own ETF. Like, it has everything in it. It's like, oh, we have this. Oh, yeah, we got that. We have this. We have this. It's like, what?
Yeah, solid company, solid owner, definitely an innovator. I mean, we're looking at the next Steve Jobs.
Oh my God, dude, drop it! Let it go, man. Elon Musk, that's the Doge father, man.
The Doge father.
So, I appreciate everybody joining us for happy hour. I know it's not a full hour, but my computer is yelling at me right now in overheat mode. And
how long we been?
It's about 45. But
that's same as last time. We're good to go.
I know. I need to invest in more Doge so I can buy a new computer. Man.
Buy a new computer, right?
Or maybe call Steve Jobs up.
We seem to settle down right along the time I get sloppy, which is a good thing.
So if you made it to the end, God bless you. I mean, really. I mean, we barely made it. So, but we appreciate you watching. And next week, happy hour.
Happy hour. I'm down. Maybe another thing in between. We tried doing one in between a draft show.
Yeah, we had a stock betting stock. In fact, I tweeted it out, and I brought it up in the draft drafting a
The draft
portfolio
show.
one at the tail end of it. But like, my apologies. We did have technical difficulties. You know, clearly, if this man doesn't know how great Elon Musk was, we don't know what we're doing. Cheap shot.
Only.
If I would have an Apple, we would have been all right. So, but thanks again,
guys.
Yes,
you would have, sir.
Yeah,
it would have been simple, easy.
All right, thanks again. If you like the video, please hit a like. Helps us out. Helps up the algorithm. You know, we show back up in your feed. Leave
subscribe and comment.
Please,
subscribe, comment, and you know, and yeah.
Thanks again, guys.